Well, everything, as you said, Graham, when Mount Albert try things, they're making mistakes, but Manukau, when they get themselves into an attacking position, are making the most of it and getting points on the board and gradually creeping further and further away from Mount Albert. 19 points to 6, a drop goal from Nick Wright. Play has restarted down in Manukau territory. It goes to Terry Rawiri, and he brings it up the centre of the park, 10 metres inside his own half. Then he loses it. Dean Williams picks it up and races down towards the Manukau 22. The second rower for Mount Albert has it. He'll play it there, just outside the 22. Back it comes from Lindsay Hooker to John Ackland. Then out into the backs to Tupper Iostini out there to Shane Cooper. Can he get through the gap? He's held by Dean Bell, but Cooper is able to turn in the tackle and throw it behind him. The ball spills loose, and it's Rawiri for Manukau who dives on it. Another mistake for Mount Albert. Mike McLennan will be tearing his hair out down below us. Manukau 19, Mount Albert 6. 20 minutes gone in the second half, and Manukau with possession again. Back to Sonny Repper, throws it behind him. It's loose, but it's picked up by Tracy McGregor. He straightens, runs around on the open side, looking for support behind him, finds Clayton Fred. Then to Papuliai. On it goes to Ian Bell. Jinks his way past Cedric Lovett as if he wasn't there. Steps out of another tackle, 10 metres inside the half, still going. On it goes to Sonny too wide. He's got Wayne Thompson coming inside him, but he didn't see him. And Chris Mitter was over there to put him down. Tuai went down 10 metres out from the try line of Mount Albert, and Manukau rampant again. Out on the open side it comes to Wright. Wright on to Peter Repper. He runs straight at Tupper Iostini, then throws a pass behind him to Papuliai. Out to Dean Bell on this right wing. He's just close to the touchline, tried to put a kick ahead, but Chris Mitter came in and charged down the kick, and it went into touch, and Bell was hurt. Bell was hurt as he was tackled by Jeff Ackland. And he's calling Chris Mitter over. Well, I didn't see that, Graham. I think Chris, he didn't, there was nothing intentional about it, he just went a little bit high. Manukau received a penalty from it, but there was nothing too much to worry about. So the penalty has been awarded. Pretty harsh, I would have thought. Kevin Bailey has accepted what the touch judge said and awarded the penalty. Nick Wright takes it. Although he was inside the 22 on attack, he kicked the touch. And this is a good opportunity for Manukau to put further points on the board. This will be their wedge, I think, as they just out from the line. No, they fling it out to the backs. Out it goes to Clayton Friend. On it goes to Papuliai, but he's caught out there by McLennan. And Jeff Ackland as well, but he'll play it. They're only 10 metres out from the try line. Back to Dean Bell, sells a dummy, then Clayton Friend comes around behind him and takes it. And Friend gets out of one tackle, tries to get out another one, but Townsend comes at him again, puts him down. 15 metres out from the line. In centre field they play it, moving it out to the left towards the terrace side, out to Dirk McGregor. McGregor is caught out there by Iostini and Lovett. Again, Wayne Thompson in from the play the ball, loves to get into the play Thompson, and he brings it round on the open side but can't break the tackle of John Ackland. 10 metres out from the try line. Manukau playing the ball on attack, out to Nick Wright in front of the post. Another drop goal, made it look easy, but it was half charged down by Rando Patel, and the ball, he just took his time perhaps a little bit too long, Nick Wright, and it was just charged down by Patel, went way over the dead ball line for a dropout from underneath the goalposts. Mount Albert under a lot of pressure here. Yeah. Tremendous pressure. 19 to 6. Manukau lead Mount Albert. 25 minutes gone. They don't appear to have any answer to it either, do they? No answer so far, Graham, as the kick-off is taken and Peter Repper takes it, and of course Manukau with their tails right in the air, and I don't think they're going to be beaten in this match. 19 to 6, and looking that much the better team than Mount Albert as they move the ball again out to Dean Bell. Dean Bell cuts past one, but he's caught by John Ackland, who's done a lot of good work, as he always does, for Mount Albert today, and just a metre outside the 22 in centre field. Manukau still with it though, out to Ian Bell. He can't get past the tackle of Cedric Lovett around his ankles. A metre outside the 22 and moving across towards that left side, Manukau, towards the terraces. Back it comes from the play the ball to Sonny Repper. 8 metres inside the 22, a bit less than that, 4 metres inside the 22. That's where they'll play it. Back it comes to Tracy McGregor from the play the ball. He runs round on the open side, and Mount Albert looking very weary in the second half as he was able to make a lot more ground than you'd expect. Back to Nick Wright again, puts a little bomb kick up in the air, but waiting underneath it is Shane Cooper. But Nicky Wright jumps up and takes it and throws a pass behind, which bounces nicely for Peter Repper. He throws it behind him, and it's knocked on by Wayne Thompson as he's almost over the line. Well, when Nick Wright comes into the play, he always moves, and I think Manukau might have won this, though. They've collapsed all over it. And they'll have the scrum again 5 metres out from the line. 19 to 6, 26 minutes in the second half. Manukau leading the Mount Albert Lions, and Mount Albert looking almost certain to go down for the first time this season. Into the scrum it goes, and it's won again by Manukau. Clayton Friend has it out to Papuli on to Nick Wright, but he can't get past his opposite Kelly in front of the posts. Nick Wright 10 metres out from the posts. He's held there in the tackle, and he'll play it. Drops it though, knocked it forward. Just as he went to put it down to play it, he lost it forward, and the scrum will go down. 10 metres out from in front of the posts of Mount Albert. Mount Albert's ball to the scrum again, but we'll see if Tracy McGregor can win it for Manukau in this very good attacking position. No, it's won by Lindsay Hooker for Mount Albert, and it comes back to McLennan, who runs around on the short side on this side, his left. It only makes a few metres before he's held by Friend. From the play the ball, Lindsay Hooker, round on the right side, the open side again 2 or 3 metres before he's held. Back again to Lovett looking tougher. Ustini was looking for support behind him, finds Lindsay Hooker, breaks away through a gap over the 22, throws it behind him to Mitter in from the wing. Mitter takes it over the 22, swerves past Dean Bell, trying to link up with Bourneville way out on that right wing. Bourneville on that right terrace touch brings it, jinking and driving back on the open side, but they've slowed it down a bit. That's enabled Manukau to get back on defence, and now it goes to Townsend. Townsend breaks inside the 22 before he's caught. But Mount Albert hot on attack. Shane Cooper from the play the ball around on the open side, just 10 metres out from the line. Back to support from Townsend, I think it was. A player buried under the Manukau, several Manukau players, just short of the line, Mount Albert. And they'll play it. Hooker out to Cooper. Out it goes further to John Ackland, on to Mitter. Mitter in front of the posts, but they haven't made much ground at Mount Albert yet, and he's held out there as Mitter by Tuai. They play it again, Mount Albert, inside the 22, out it goes to Cooper. Cooper throws it on to Townsend, a long pass out to Dean Williams, but he's caught well by Tracy McGregor. Flicks it on to Townsend, just short of the line, Mount Albert, but it's robbed by Peter Reffer. Peter Reffer suddenly burst away from that little ruck that had developed there with the ball for Manukau, and again with Mount Albert hot on attack. Manukau save, get possession, and now they'll try and work their way away from their try line. Wayne Thompson in to play the ball, jinks past 2 or 3 players, swerving out to his right, then back towards the terrace touch, towards his left again, and gets to 4 metres from his own quarter line. That's where he'll play it. Back to Friend. They're moving it inside their 22. Ian Bell. Bell straight into the tackle of Cooper and Iustini. And he's held 3 metres inside his 22, and as he went to put it on the ground, it was flicked away perhaps by Shane Cooper. That certainly, Cooper was there, and Ian Bell felt that Cooper had flicked the ball away from him. But the referee says, well, you knocked it on, it's a scrum. 2 metres inside Manukau's 22, out in front of the posts. So Mount Albert, a chance for them to get points, and they need them desperately, down by 19-6. And still having trouble with these scrums. Mr. Bailey wants a reasonable sort of a scrum, and if it comes out, doesn't come out back through the second row, he tends to blow it up, and scrum penalty awarded to Mount Albert out in front of the post as the scrum collapsed. The tap quickly taken, thrown out this side to Townsend, the standoff. Now he sets sail towards the post, but finds there's no way through there, and he's caught. Midway, 22 and goal line, back to Patel. He charges for the post, crashes into a couple of tackles, but he's well held. It's Peter Reffer in underneath him, Sonny Reffer it was, as they move it again, Mount Albert, out in front of the post to Cooper, trying a switcher play to John Ackland, but Manukau read it well, and 2 of them got him. Clayton Friend one underneath, and Tracy McGregor the other. It's Shane Cooper in at dummy half. Can't get through. Just near the right-hand upright. Again, they play the ball, and I think a knock-on, knock-on in goal, as one of the Mount Albert players dived for the line, but referee Kevin Bailey indicates a knock-on and goal, and it'll be a 5-metre scrum, but desperate defence for Manukau, and of course desperate attack for Mount Albert, Graham, when they're 19 points to 6 down with only 10 minutes to go. To Terry Rawiri, which Nick Wright couldn't convert, 10-6, another try to Taua Papuli after Peter Reffer had made a break, 14-6, that was converted by Nick Wright, and then a great try to Clayton Friend, beating several players, racing down the terrace touch and scoring in the corner with only inches to move. The conversion missed, but 18-6, and then a drop goal by Nick Wright, 19-6. Mount Albert hot on attack now though, but trailing by 19-6, only 10 minutes to go, and it's pretty desperate stuff for them, but Manukau certainly deserving that lead at the moment, a 13-point lead, 19-6. As the ball comes back to John Ackland for Mount Albert, and he is 10 metres out from the try line, trying to work his way through a gap. He can't, he's held by Clayton Friend. 10. They play it again. Back it comes to Cooper. Cooper a switch back to Cedric Lovett, heading towards the post, but there's black jerseys all around the place, and Manukau up offside. Well, in fact, I think it was offside, although perhaps he was moving his arm and may have signalled a rough tackle there. But anyway, the ball is a penalty taken quickly by Mount Albert and moved from Shane Cooper. And a dive, is it a try? It is. It's a try for Mount Albert. Just pick up who the player was, but Mount Albert have scored and giving themselves a chance in this game. Now 19 points to 10.
Rando Patel.
It was Rando Patel who charged for the line, so 19 to 10 with the kick to come, and Cedric Lovett should be able to put this between the posts to make it 19 to 12, and then it'll really all be on at the last. Well, unbeaten in this second round with Mount Albert, $5,000 behind them, and there's the kick, which missed.
Real bad for a side, but you can't take anything away from Manukau today. They've come here a very determined bunch, and they're still applying pressure now. They're going just as hard now as they were in the first 2 minutes.
The kick-off taken, and it was brought up towards the halfway by Chris Mitter, the left wing for Mount Albert, and he is forced into the touch 10 metres inside the Mount Albert half. That's where the scrum will go down. Clayton Friend to feed to the scrum. 31 minutes gone. Manukau 19, Mount Albert 10. Into the scrum, and it's won by Manukau, still in there. Now it's flicked back, and running back is Clayton Friend to pick it up. To Papulei, he gives it to Jim Wilson on the burst, the winger in, to try and find a gap, but it was read by Mount Albert, and no gap there. He went down. They play it quickly, back to Peter Reffer. He charges 12 metres inside the Mount Albert half in centre field. Tuwai waiting for it. He has it. Out to Friend. Friend sends it on to another new man who's come on, and that is another Rawiri, Michael Rawiri. And he's caught. The ball goes loose. It's picked up by Mount Albert. They spin it quickly on to Cedric Lovett, and he breaks towards that terrace touch before he's caught 10 metres inside the Mount Albert half. They have possession, and they play it. Out to Shane Cooper. On it goes to John Ackland. He gets to within 10, Jeff Ackland it is, 10 metres from the halfway. He's caught there though by Ian Bell. Mount Albert with possession. Shane Cooper in a dummy half to John Ackland. And he flicks it on to Tapa Iastini, who spills it forward out of his hands, and Clayton Friend picks it up for Manukau. 2 metres inside his own half. He runs, brings it across towards this side, his right. On to Papulei, finds a gap. Sets off down this touch. He's got Jim Wilson trying to come inside him. Throws the dummy. Out it goes to Rawiri. 5 metres inside the quarter line of Manukau, and that's where Rawiri is held. But again, desperate defence from Mount Albert, and a great dummy thrown by Papulei. He's waiting at dummy half now from Rawiri. Out it goes to Clayton Friend on the 22 on attack Manukau. Back to Peter Reffer, throws it behind him, and as he's caught by Sonny Tuwai. Nowhere for him to go though, and he is held a couple of metres inside the 22 of Mount Albert. Peter Reffer takes it from dummy half, runs around the short side, makes 5 or 6, 7 metres. He's halfway between the 22 and the goal line. Manukau hot on attack. Tuwai at dummy half. Out to Clayton Friend on the open side to Nick Wright. On it goes to Ian Bell. Wright doubles around behind him and takes it. Then straightens up and tries to go through a gap, but it's not there. He's tackled by Dean Williams and also Glenn Townsend. From the play the ball, back it comes to Ian Bell, and a drop kick goal, which is over. But it looked like a lead balloon, but it just went across. And perhaps another nail in the coffin of Mount Albert. 20 points to 10, a drop goal from Ian Bell. The kick-off taken quickly. Nick Wright has it inside his 22, brings it to a metre outside the 22 centre field. That's where he's held by Shane Cooper and Brian McLennan. And Clayton Friend flips it on to Dean Bell, who runs outside the 22, makes a few metres. He's caught by Cedric Lovett. Thompson in at this Wayne Thompson in a dummy half. Back to Tuwai. Caught up the centre. 10 metres outside their 22 now, Manukau. Back to Ian Bell, a long pass out here to Reffer. On it goes to the winger Wilson. Wilson tries to get past Chris Mitter, and coming from behind him is Lindsay Hooker, and the two of them flatten him. 6 metres inside the half, and in fact he loses the ball, and Mount Albert get it. They move it quickly out to Iastini, and he runs to 10 metres inside the Manukau half. Out on this left flank of Mount Albert, the grandstand side. They move it out on the open side, running out towards the right is John Ackland, slips a pass behind him to Peter Kelly, then it goes to Townsend. Back on this left side, open side for Shane Cooper, can't get past Nick Wright, but throws it behind him to Hooker, who's up in support. Again, Mount Albert out on the short side, moving it to Mitter on to Rando Patel, charging for the line, is he there? Just caught short, I think. He's just centimetres short, and he'll have to play it. Just short. They flick it behind them. Mount Albert desperate now on attack, down by 20 to 10. They throw it out in the open side, a long pass to Lovett. He can't step past the tackle, though, of Thompson. And he's caught midway 22 and goal line. Mount Albert hot on attack. The Lions now charging through a high kick from Townsend, coming down underneath the post, diving forward in a try. A try to Chris Miller, I think, or was he ruled offside? It is a try. A try for Chris Miller for Mount Albert, and it's
by John Ackland. He's having a fine game. And he's telling me some very, very boys over on both sides.
5 minutes to go. The conversion is over. Next, the $1,000 check back from Manukau, who look to have it wrapped up. 5 minutes to go. Can Manukau hang on? What can they do in this last 5 minutes? What can Mount Albert do? The kick-off taken by Rawiri. Brian McLennan now up on his toes after Mount Albert had looked with their heads down a bit. Now really fired up, and they move it up to 10 metres from the halfway. Back it comes to Dean Williams. He charges through Sonny Tuai. Tuai hangs on to him, and Williams drags him inside the halfway 3 metres. Out on this open side, Mount Albert move it. On it goes to Iastini. Iastini is caught in the tackle of Rawiri and Peter Reffer. Lindsay Hooker at dummy half. Out on that right side, the open side, to Shane Cooper. Shane Cooper has nowhere to go. He's caught by Friend and Tuai. 10 metres inside the Manukau half now. Mount Albert move it on this open side there left. Back it goes to Patel. He charges up the centre, looking for support behind him. Throws a wild pass, and it's picked up by Clayton Friend for Manukau. Well, a bad pass by Patel, and Manukau have possession. Dean Bell in a dummy half, comes around on the short side towards the terraces, almost in the centre of the field, and he's caught. There's one of the Manukau players lying on the ground. It's Dean Bell, I think. As again, Manukau have it, moving it up towards the centre. Peter Reffer. On it goes now to Sonny Tuai. He's almost at the halfway, 5 metres short of halfway in Manukau territory. They have possession, centre field. 20 points to 16. Manukau ahead of Mount Albert. And the long pass coming back from the play the ball to Dirk McGregor. He's held by Hooker, but still on his feet and charging up towards the halfway. The Manukau prop will play it there on halfway. Just left of centre as Manukau try and attack, and back it comes to Nick Wright. He goes inside the half, throws a high pass to Dean Bell. Dean Bell looking for support behind him, can't find it. And the whistle's gone in that tackle, and the penalty.
Oh, it's a turnover.
Oh, it's a turnover. That's the 6th tackle, so it's a handover to Mount Albert. On it goes to John Ackland. Mount Albert desperate now. 20 points to 16. 20 to 16. Manukau in front, and the clock says 2.5 minutes to go. Shane Cooper in it to play the ball to John Ackland. Ackland right in the centre of the field, caught on halfway there. He'll play it. Back to Paul Kelly up to fullback in a dummy half to McLennan on this side. No one with him though. Nowhere to go. Caught by Peter Reffer and dumped on the halfway line. Back comes to Dean Williams. He runs around on the short side, races away, makes about 15 metres before Clayton Friend comes across and puts him down. He'll play it quickly. Out on the open side, Mount Albert move it to Townsend. Townsend to Cooper. Cooper looks behind him for Kelly coming up. Can he get through the gap? He can't. He's caught by Tracy McGregor. The hooker for Manukau. Desperate defence for Manukau's Mount Albert attack. Ackland on to Cooper. A long pass out the centre. Lovett takes it one-handed. Has he got the overlap outside? He hasn't, because Mark Bournemouth came back inside him and got caught by the cover defence. The ball still loose, and Manukau has possession. Well, I thought Lovett had Bourneville lined up on the overlap outside him, but he ran out of room, decided to come back inside, took the pass, but then knocked it on. So Manukau have possession. They lead by 20 to 16. A minute and a half to go on the clock. Wayne Thompson in it to play the ball. It's Tracy McGregor in it to play the ball. He runs around on the short side and gets to the 22, puts it on the ground, and it's kicked away by Mount Albert, but Wayne Thompson, the winger for Manukau, picks it up and races to 10 metres outside the 22. Still with possession. Back to Toa Papulii on the Dean Bell. He's caught. 12 metres inside the half now, Manukau. Dean Bell gets up very slowly. Plays it. Back to Peter Reffer. Reffer charges to 10 metres from the halfway again. He's caught there by Jeff Ackland and Shane Cooper. Manukau with possession. They lead by 20 to 16. The clock says half a minute to go. Sonny Tuai has it for Manukau. Nowhere for him to go. He's held. Play it again. Back to Dirk McGregor. He runs around on the short side. Gets to almost to halfway. About a metre short of the halfway. Rando Patel down on the ground with cramp in his leg. Not surprising the pace of this game. Clayton Friend out on the left to Ian Bell, to Dean Bell, an overlap for Wayne Thompson, but defence coming across, and Lindsay Hooker gets him 10 metres out from the 22 of Mount Albert. Whistle's gone, and that's the end of the game. And Mount Albert have been beaten in the Tallyrad Challenge.
number 10, Orlando.
Is it on, Pete? Van Albert led out by looks like John Ackland. Nice fine day at the park. Lee Stellati, the sand boy today. Shane Cooper's the captain. He's there. He's Steinlager, Pete. That's Philip Harrison, isn't it? Captain. Phil Harrison, the captain for Northcote today. Norton standing next to him must be the vice captain. Referee Ray Shrimpton, assisted on the judges by 2, I don't know. Mount Albert will play into the sun in the first half. Not a very big crowd yet. John Watson to kick off for Northcote. It's a long kick back to Peter Kelly. Will take it, will feed. No, he decides to run in. Stephen Hales goes with him. Gets it up to 10 metres outside the 22. Stephen Hales in a dummy half, passes it out. Shrimpton's found them offside, inside the 5. Peter Kelly will kick for line. Right centre field, I don't know which way he will go. He'll go towards the grandstand touch. Kicks for touch. He finds it, no touch, so it'll be a tap to be restart play. And Lindsay Hooker's up there fast. Dominic feeds it on to Dominic Clark. Runs straight and hard, tries to go through Northcote, but they've got him tackled. Plays it. Lindsay Hooker runs from dummy half. Doesn't make much ground. Brian McLennan, the dummy half, feeds it out to Ackland. No, he's dummies. Gets it on to Jeffrey Ackland running hard. Stephen Hales tries to get the ball but can't. They bring it out the open, out to Brian McLennan. Long pass out to Dominic Clark's running through. It's tackled easily by Northcote. Play it back, goes out to John Ackland. John Ackland, long pass out to Shane Cooper. Flick pass out to Stephen Hales. Stephen Hales has got the ball with one hand. I hope he holds it. 5th and final, says Shrimpton. Up goes the bomb. It's a hurried one from Ackland. It's straight up in the air, but Mount Albert's right underneath it. The ball goes to Phil Harrison. Phil Harrison's tackled by Cedric Lovett and Jeffrey Ackland. Phil Harrison plays it back to the Northcote. Low, someone's caught inside the 5. Got to stand square on, you fellas. Watson to kick for the line. John Watson. John Watson kicks, makes good ground, makes a good 20 metres. Ball to restart play just on the 10-yard mark outside the team. Freeman taps it, goes around. Freeman takes it, feeds it back into Wetherell. Wetherell runs it up. No, it's not Wetherell. Who is it? Gary Hooker's playing number 8. Plays it back. Freeman comes this way, feeds it on. They try to go through, they can't, they get it out. No, he runs through, spat in the gap. The guy's going flying. Gets it on, tackled by Stephen Hales. They play it back, out to Phil Harrison, out to Clark, out to Hooker, back to Clark. Clark tries to go through, is tackled. They play it back. Freeman puts a little chip through, but Peter Kelly, hello, it's a penalty for delayed Freeman gives Peter Kelly a whiff. I don't know, it was Freeman and there's a shot for goal. Tigers might.
Phil Harrison used to play for Otahuhu, didn't he?
Ex-Otahuhu man for this Phil Harrison. Gone to the Tigers last year. Phil Harrison's kick looks true and straight. No, he's missed it. Jeez, it wasn't a bad kick though, Phil. It'll be a drop out on the 22 to restart play. I'd say Peter Kelly will come up to drop it out. Make sure his men are on side. Drops out now. It's a long kick back. Watson's got it. Watson runs straight across the field, runs straight into the tackle of Jeffrey and Brian McLennan. No, it's Stephen Howell, sorry. They're bringing it out this way. No, they switch. No, number Freeman flying through, tries to get through, is tackled by Jeffrey Ackland, just on halfway. They play it back. They take it out the open. The guy runs through, tries to get through. Adelaide Mount Albert's caught inside the 5 again. Lindsay. Watson to kick for the line. Watson kicks. Stephen Morris picks the ball up, tosses it into Freeman. Freeman taps it, gets it on dummies, goes through. Clark tries to go through. Nearly gets through, is caught by Jeffrey and Stephen Howes. Tackle 10 metres out from Mount Albert's line. Nothing in the game as yet. Runs from dummy half, tries to go through Ackland and Rando, but there's no way through there. Play it back out to Freeman. Freeman dummies. Gets it on to number 8, who's Gary Hooker. They play it out this side, out to Clark. Clark tries to go through, loses the ball. I think Mount Albert, Brian McLennan has regained the ball. 6 tackles on Mount Albert. Brian plays it back to Jeffrey Ackland, out to Shane Cooper. Shane Cooper out to Cedric Lovett. Cedric Lovett tidies up, comes out 10 metres out from the line. Plays it back to Peter Kelly. Peter Kelly, dummies, goes this way. Got his winger outside him, gets up to the 22, makes good ground, tries to get round Hooker, but can't. Tougher Isatini out to Brian McLennan, on to Dominic Clark, knocks it forward but regains the ball, so it's a scrum to go down. 30 metres outside Mount Albert's line.
He's this number 20. Oh.
Dave Niels, they tap it. Freeman goes round. Dummies back inside to Hooker. Hooker's bowled over and a tackle by Rando Patel and John Ackland. Play it back out to Freeman, out to Clark. Clark tries to go through. Is tackled well by Stephen Howes and Brian McLennan. They play it back out to Freeman. Freeman seems to do a lot of their work out to Norton. Norton dummies, tries to go through, but gets the ball away. But he sets up number... No, John Ackland's got him. I don't know, it's this guy. Plays it back to out to Freeman, out to Phil Harris. No, it's out to Lloyd. Lloyd tries to get it back to, gets it out to Freeman. Freeman's caught, covered up by Glenn Townsend. Plays it back. The guy runs through, but is tackled well by Mount Albert. Freeman in the dummy half. Play it back. The bomb goes up from Watson. It's not bad. It's low, they're offside. It's off in front of the kicker, eh? Peter Kelly will kick for touch. Penalties 4-2 to Northcote. Mount Albert kick for the line. Good kick, Peter. I'll get this meterage right for you, Pete. Hang on, she's about 25 metres, that one, bro. Rando running hard, gets the ball, runs straight hard, straight into the Northcote defence. But Northcote defence holds, plays it back to Lindsay Hooker. Northcote are offside. Dominic Clark takes the ball, runs up. We're just outside the halfway now. Plays it back to Lindsay Hooker, out to Brian McLennan. Dummies finds a gap, tries to go through. Plays it back to Lindsay Hooker, out to John Ackland, out to Glenn Townsend. Long pass out to Shane Cooper. Dummies, gives it out to... Oh, Glenn Townsend spots a gap, tries to go through, makes it just over halfway. Good play, Mount Albert, that time, showing a bit of enterprise. To John Ackland. John Ackland out to Stephen Howes. Stephen Howes gets a long pass out to... Whoa! Northcote come up with the ball. They play it back. Out to Freeman. Freeman out to Lloyd. Out to Clark. Out to Harris. Out to... I think it's Watson. We're back into... Who the hell's that? David Harding. They play it. They run. Watson coming in from the fullback. Tries to go through, but is bowled over and a tackle by Rando Batal. Play it back out to Freeman. Freeman, long pass out to this new number 17. I don't know who he is. I'll have to have a look. No, he's not even on my list here. We'll just have to call him 17. Play it back. A bit slow there, Hooker. Feeds it back to Clark. I think it's Clark. I remember it from last time. Out to Lloyd. Out to Dummies. Gets it through. Is tackled over and a tackle by... I think it's Shane Cooper and Glenn Townsend. Yes, I'm right. 15 final. Back to Watson. Watson kicks a bomb. It goes straight up in the air. Peter Kelly shouldn't have too much trouble with this. Pick takes it nicely. Gets round Norton. A big head high there from Watson. This ain't at all like North. Kicks for line, makes good 33 metres. Tafari Zatini will throw the ball into Lindsay Hooker. Lindsay Hooker taps, Rando's running hard, crashes through. Good tackle there by Northcote that time. They play it back. That's Dominic Clark. Dummies gives it back to John Ackland, spots a gap, sits sail. The ball is lost forward. There's double knock on there, I think. After 10 minutes, it's 0-all. Northcote win the ball. Freeman, long pass out to Harrison. Harrison gets it out to the Morrison. Morrison's tackled. Phil Harrison goes around. Phil goes himself. Runs straight into the tackle of Rando Patel and Jeff Ackland. Play it out. Clark takes the ball, runs hard, tries to get the pass away. It goes along the ground. Picked up by Hooker. Hooker out to Lloyd. Lloyd goes through. Dummies can't get the ball away. That's a penalty against Mount Albert for holding in the tackle. Against Mr. Cooper. Watson kicks for the line. It's not a bad kick. Brings play up to halfway. Freeman restarts play. Taps it. Goes around. Freeman takes the ball. Hooker wasn't even running. Gets it out to Lloyd. Phil Harrison. Phil Harrison out to Morrison. Morrison tries to go through but can't. Just tackle well. Freeman onto Hooker. I think it's Hooker. Yeah, Hooker out to Lloyd. Lloyd long pass out to this number 14, who I don't know who is. Dummies back inside to Harding, but Harding loses the ball. Mount Albert's ball. Tavarai Zatini plays it back to Peter Kelly, onto Rando Batel, standing flat, but gets it away. Gets it out to Shane Cooper, out to John Ackland, runs out of support, brings it back to blind. Gets it out to Jeffrey Ackland. Jeffrey Ackland cops one round the air from Hooker. Freeman talking to Jeffrey Ackland here. Not Freeman, what's his name? Lynchy, that's him. And he's giving Hooker a burst there too. I think she shall be a scrum here, or I'm not too sure. Yeah, it's a scrum. Lynch takes the easy way out. Doesn't want to upset the fans. It's Mount Albert's feed, Freeman. Brian McLennan puts it in. Freeman should retire. Ah, come on, you mug. Lloyd takes the ball, gets it through. The number 14, I'm going to find this guy's name out. He's doing a bit of work. Gets it on to Clark. Clark runs through, gets the ball out to Watson. Watson dummies, gets it out to Freeman, jumps over one tackle, tries to get through Shane Cooper, but Shane Cooper and I think it's maybe Stephen Howes. No, it's Jeffrey Ackland on the bottom there. Out to the guy, Phil Harrison. Phil Harrison out to Hooker. Out to Norton, running hard, tries to get through, but it's tackled well by Cedric Lovett. Out to this number 14, I don't know who he is, but he's doing a bit of work. Out to Clark. Clark tries to get through Stephen Howes. Stephen Howes gives him a bit of a leg trip, holds him up, just 18 metres out from Mount Albert's line. They play it back, out it comes. Freeman puts the bomb up. It's a cheeky little bomb too. It's got Mount Albert under all sorts of pressure. I'll tell you what, Freeman scored. Good try, Freeman. No, he didn't. What's his name? Pete? Ben Corey. The kick goes straight between the posts after 15. Ryan McLennan to restart play on halfway. Kicks. It's not a bad kick, centre field. Feeds it on to, I think it's Norton. Norton tries to go through, but no, he's caught. Play it back. Runs hard, but can't get through the tackle of Jeff Ackland and Stephen Howes. Plays it back. They take it out the blind. Out to Freeman. Freeman gives it on to Ben. Ben loses. The ball goes back to Clark. Picks it up nicely. No, I think hasn't singled it. Out to Ben. Ben out to Phil Harrison. Back into Lloyd. Lloyd tries to go through but can't. Is caught. Norton tries to go through. Stumbles and falls onto Shane Cooper. Fifth and final. The referee has indicated. Onto Freeman. Freeman punts downfield. Roy Bedford waits for it. Takes it nicely, does young Roy. Roy tries a bit of a sidestep and is caught in the tackle by Northcote. Hello, it's about the... It's penalty to Mount Albert again. He taps it. Peter Kelly runs, tries to get through. Makes good ground this time, Peter. Plays it forward again. Runs himself. Oh, he makes a good 40 metres from where he tapped it. Plays it back this time. Out to John Ackland. Out to Glenn Townsend. Glenn Townsend out to Shane Cooper. Shane Cooper dummies. It's caught well by Phil Harrison that time, his opposite number. Plays it back. On to Tuffer Isatini. He's using his strides this time. Can't quite make it through. Plays it back to John Ackland. Out to Glenn Townsend. Out to Brian McLennan. Brian McLennan out to Shane Cooper. Feeds it back onto Jeff Ackland. Loses the ball. Northcote come up with it. Freeman runs straight into the tackle of Roy Bedford and is crashed over by Jeff Ackland. Good tackle, Roy. Shane Cooper's there as well. They feed it out. Out to Lloyd. Lloyd feeds it. Oh, long pass out to Phil Harrison. Loses the ball forward. Mount Albert come up with a ball. Jeffrey Ackland, good tackle there, Tuffer. Tuffer Isatini, dummy half. He says, I'll run myself to settle this down. Tries to, oh, he loses the ball forward. Hard luck, Tuffer. Lloyd's in it, loose forward. Out to Ben Corroy. Steps around. Glenn Townsend sets sail for the line. Long pass, misses out his player, and the winger comes in, picks it up. Gets through. No, he's tackled by Shane Cooper. Who's that winger? Morris. Lowe's lost the ball forward. Brian McLennan will feed the scrum back from injury. The ball goes in. Northcote win another one. Against the tight head. That's good hooking by Northcote. Out to Phil Harrison. Phil Harrison out to Lloyd. As this new winger number 20 gets round one, gets round Brian McLennan, but Tougher Isatini's got him. This new winger is David Harding. Out to Norton. Norton tries to go round. Long pass, goes aground out to Morrison. Morrison picks it up. Tries to get round Cedric Lovett and Roy Bedford, but they've got him. They play it back. Northcote hot on attack. Clark tries to get the ball away. Play it back out to Ben. Ben out to Phil Harrison. Phil Harrison feeds it back into Hooker. Ben Karoy takes it again, gets it out to Lloyd. Lloyd tries to go through, feeds it on to Harding. Harding's bowled over in a tackle and doesn't want to get up. Brian McLennan tidies it up. Harding plays it back to Karoy. Karoy out to Freeman, out to Phil Harrison. Phil Harrison, long pass out to number 18. I don't know that one. That's not even on the program. Bowled over the tackle. Fifth and final. Mount Albert all onside. It's Phil Harris. Peter Kelly takes the ball. Runs it up. Can't get the ball away. He's tackled just 10 metres out from the 22. Gets up to play it now, plays it back to Lindsay Hooker. Lindsay Hooker feeds it on to Tougher, running in from the wing. Gets round 2 tackles, feeds it on to Roy Bedford. Roy Bedford steps inside, but is caught well by Norton then. Nearly wrong-footed him. Plays it back to Lindsay Hooker, he kicks it through. Brian McLennan goes down on the ball, it goes into touch off Brian McLennan, so I think they'll feed the scrum this time. We haven't won a scrum as yet. Oh, Brian McLennan gets the feed. It must have come off Northcote. Oh, we've won a scrum. Gets it on to Townsend. Townsend's crashed over in the tackle by Norton. Won't release him, eh? It's a penalty to Mount Albert. Good one, Shrimpton. The penalties are very even at the moment. I'd say she'd be about 5 to 6, I think. Mike McLennan might disagree with me, but it's only a guess. Sort of estimated guess. Peter Kelly kicks for line, not a bad kick, makes it up to about 18 metres outside the 22. Lindsay Hooker taps the ball onto Brian McLennan, out to Rando. Rando's running hard, crashes through, takes 3 Northcote players to bring Rando down. Play it back, out to Brian McLennan, out to Dominic Clark. Dominic Clark charges through, can't get through those, caught on the 22. Plays it out to Glenn Townsend. Glenn Townsend switches it back into Captain Shane Cooper. Hello, they're offside. Northcote caught offside there. Shrimpton has just about evened up this penalty count now. Peter Kelly puts the ball down. I think we shall have a shot at goal here. Lines a kick up. I can't see the chair got squad over there today in the stand. I'll try and pick him up for you a bit later on. Cedric Lovett kicks straight over the blue dot. No worries there, Cedric. 2 Northcote. Northcote surprisingly leading. Lindsay Hooker is retired hurt. Cassini Kapu is replaced. The kick-off brings it out the terrace side this time. Changing a bit of tactics here. Goes back to... Oh, it bounces forward, not very nicely. Cedric Lovett picks it up, tries to get through. It's tackled by Clark, and it's Weatherall, I think, is number 10. I'm not too sure. Passes it out to Tougher Isatini, gets around 1 tackle. It's tackled by 3 Northcote players. Hooker, Norton. And I've got to find out who this number 10 is. Oh, it is Weatherall. Townsend runs it up, tries to get round, was crashed over in a tackle. Fairly head-high tackles here from Northcote. Play it back to Diesel. Diesel's gives it on to Ackland. Ackland steps right, tries to get the ball away, but Mount Albert a little bit slow and backing him up. They play it out, they bring it out this side, out to Shane Cooper. Shane Cooper dummies, runs a little bit, gets it on to Rando Patel, and I can hear someone screaming over there in the terraces. Hello, he's bowled somebody over. Diesel decides to kick for touch, and I tell you what, Diesel, Jesus, just went the wrong way. It was a good kick, Diesel. Diesel up there, got pass the ball on to Freeman. Freeman and Tougher Isatini is up there to tackle him. Freeman's in. And he gives Tougher one. I'll tell you what, Freeman, you're picking on the wrong fella there. They run it out. Out there, Weatherall, he cops one around the air from Jeff Ackney. He's just smart hooer. Gets it out to Freeman. Freeman gets it on to Ben Carroy. Ben Carroy on to Clark. Clark goes through the gap. He's got Rando pacing him. Stephen House comes across in a covering tackle and just gets hold of him and no more. Good tackle, Stephen. You're fair flying then. Just hang on to him, though. That's the only thing. They play it back out to, I think it's Watson. Watson out to Hooker. Back to Watson. Watson, they're not going anywhere. They tackle. John Ackland gives him a Christmas hold. Got him tackled. Mount Albert's all on side, Shrimpton. Don't you worry about that, brother. Out to Ben Carroy. Ben Carroy chips through. Comes off Jeff Ackland. It was a knock. That was our knock on, I think. Ooh. 26 minutes gone, scrum to go down. Hello, Shrimpton's not happy with that. Ball goes in. Hello, a penalty to Mount Albert. Peter Kelly will kick for touch. Kicks, it's a long, nice kick. Hits the roof of the grandstand. Roy Bedford. Cassini Capu to tap. Gets it on to Brian McLennan. Brian McLennan tries to go through but can't. Tidies it up nicely though. Gets it out to Dominic Clark, runs from dummy half. Whoa, crashed over, only metres out. 18 metres out from the line. Jeff Ackland, John Ackland dummies and goes through from dummy half. 3 tackles. On. He plays it back to Stephen Howes. Stephen Howes goes from dummy half, tries to go through. That must be the 4th tackle. It's only 1 to go. They switch it on. Dummies gets it out. No, caught. That must be the 5th. No, it's the 4th tackle. No, it's 5th and final. Dead right. Little chip through. It's not a bad chip either. Oh, I tell you what. Shrimpton's confirming because he did not see. We're not too sure here. We wait for the decision. It's a try to Mount Albert. Good work, Brian McLennan. Young Brian McLennan was a jockey last night at the Trots. Showing a little bit of class there. Bit of a controversial try there. That brings it up to 6-all. Mike McLennan wearing the dark glasses tonight after last night at the Trots. Six all after 29 minutes. Cedric Lovett to attempt the conversion of Brian McLennan's try. Brian McLennan even put the chip through that time, so if that's the try of the week, he's yours, brother. Cedric Lovett kicks straight over the blue dot. No worries there, Cedric. That brings us in. Trying to upset Mount Albert's play. It's a long kick back. Peter Kelly's under it. Feeds it on to Tuffer Isatini. Tuffer runs straight and hard, straight into Hooker. Hooker and Clark get him bowled over. Plays it back out to Rando Patel. Rando Patel steams through one, tries to get away but is caught by Clark. Diesel Cassini Capu runs it up, makes a good 15 metres from dummy half. Plays it back to no, it's not. It's yes, on to Jeffrey Ackland, steaming through, just caught no more. Play it back to Brian McLennan, out to Glenn Townsend, out to Shane Cooper. Shane Cooper feeds it on to Cedric Lovett's power. Straight crashing tackle by Ben Carroy and Lloyd. Last tackle, 5th and final. Hello, Dominic Clark will kick for touch. Oh, it's just out on the full. Not a bad kick though, Dome. Freeman feeds it. Not happy with that. Feed. Comes back Northcotes. Out to Ben Carroy. Watson comes in from fullback. Tries to get the ball away but can't. Freeman out to Phil Harrison. Phil Harrison steps inside, tries to go alone but can't. Lloyd feeds it out to Freeman, out to Clark. Clark tries to go through. The ball goes forward. Shane Cooper comes up with the ball. No, it's Jeffrey Ackland. Sorry, Jeffrey Ackland. Diesel. Diesel runs from dummy half, makes good ground, makes it up to halfway, makes it good ground off this running from dummy half, does Diesel. Back to Roy Bedford. Roy Bedford dummies, goes himself, tries to set sail but can't make. Taps it forward. Gets it on to Stephen Howell. Stephen Howell sets sail but it's caught just 18 metres out from the line. Roy McLennan dummy half. Out to Ackland, long pass, switches it back round out to Cedric Lovett. Caught, fifth and final. John Ackland. John Ackland puts the bomb up. They're all onside too. Oh, Rando, oh, I missed the tackle. Good chance of getting them in the goal there. Never mind, Rando. It was a good step by, I think it's Watson, yes. Northcote bring it out, only 18 metres out from the line. Freeman runs from dummy. No, it's not Freeman. I don't know who this guy is. Set sail for the line, tries, makes it up to halfway. A good run by that number 17. I don't know, I haven't got his. Oh, Mel Nielsen. Mel Nielsen. Out to Ben Caroy, out to Lloyd. Lloyd out to Phil Harrison. Phil Harrison tries to go through, is caught, gets it back to Lloyd. Lloyd feeds the ball along the ground. Ben Caroy picks it up, feeds it on to. Out to Hooker. Hooker runs, tries to get through. Bowled over by his brother. The ball's fed on to Freeman. Freeman gets around one tackle. Out to Watson. Watson goes back through. Good play by Northcote this time. Very good play. Freeman giving the old niggly tacklets, giving them a thump over there. Freeman out to Ben Caroy. Ben Caroy, a long pass out to Norton. Out to Lloyd. Lloyd out to Phil. Oh, puts it at ground. The winger knocks the ball forward. David Harding knocks the ball forward. Tafarai-Satini's down. Oh, the linesman's on. I tell you what, I bet you it's against Mount Albert. Ugh. It looks like our referee we had yesterday, I think. No, it couldn't have been Hooker Croy. I think it's Jeffrey Ackland. I think he was the one. Looks a little bit like Lindsay when you see him from a long distance. No, he didn't. He gave him a whiff, I think. Geez, they're taking their time with a few of the decisions today. Phil Harrison will attempt to kick a goal from an infringement from, I think it was Jeffrey Ackland. I'm not too sure what went on there. Crowd building up now. Phil Harrison to get him into kick. Racing, no, kick, hang on. Straight over the blue dot. She's 8-all after 35 minutes. Mount, it's a good kick, nearly hangs bloody Brian McLennan though. Cops, oh, good pick up by Northcote. Northcote running out, crashed over the tackle by the forwards. Running up hard then, ran over Towell. Play it back, out to Freeman, out to Clark. Clark runs through, tries to get through one, but can't, is caught. Weatherall in the dummy half. Weatherall feeds it back to number 17, runs hard. What's his bloody name? Mel Nielsen is on the program, I'm not too sure whether that's right. Mel Nielsen plays it back to Hooker. Hooker runs from dummy half, tries to get through. Feeds the ball on to Mel Nielsen, knocks it forward. Mount Albert picked the ball up. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Play it back to Cassini Capu. He decides to run himself. Caught by Norton and Clark at the time. Play it back. Switches back to Shane Cooper. Shane Cooper under Rando Patel's flying. Oh, tries to take his head off. That was old Hooker. Oh, he missed. I just think he still missed. Rando's got a sore leg. Get up, Rando. Come on, Rando. Play the ball. Out to Dominic Clark. Dominic Clark runs back inside. It's caught by Northcote. Northcote using a lot of the tactics here today. Out to John Ackland. John Ackland goes through one. Goes through. Tries to get through, but it's caught. Fifth and final. It's only 5 minutes to go to the half-time break. Glenn Townsend chips through. Nice little dainty kick. Harding picks the ball up. Tries to go through. Bit of shepherding there by the Northcote players then. Crashed over in the tackle by Dominic Clark and John Ackland. Out to Clark. Clark leaves the ball behind. I'll tell you what, Stephen Howells picks it up nicely. Steps round one. Good step inside. Tries to go through, but can't. It's back to one. Play it back to Cassini Capu. Out to Brian McLennan. Townsend spots a gap. Oh, it's caught well by Ben Karoy and Weatherall. Play it back to Shane Cooper. Out to Dominic Clark. Dominic Clark picked up in a tackle by Weatherall and dropped to the ground. Must be third tackle. Brian McLennan dummies. Tries to go through. Flicks the ball back to John Ackland. John Ackland picks it up nicely. Gets it out to Townsend. Townsend tries to spot a gap. No. Tackled by the Northcote players. Play it back. Shane Cooper dummies. He tries to run himself. Oh, the ball goes forward. Picks it up to John Ackland. Out to Cassini Capu. Cassini Capu signs the line. Skids it on to... Oh! Hello. Mount Albert caught offside. Forward pass. Watson to kick for the line. 2 minutes remain in this half. Kicks for the line. Not a bad sort of a kick. Makes 25 metres. Freeman restarts play on a Ben Croy. Out to Freeman. Freeman dummies. Tries to go through. Runs straight into his opposite player. Brian McLennan tackles him. Jewel of the little men here today. And tell you what, this fella runs hard as number 18. I've got no number for him. Norton spots a gap. Goes through. Sets sail for the line. Chips it through. Oh. Oh, Shrimpton, he's a mug boy. This old Shrimpton, I tell you what, he's a clown, this guy. He slows the play down because he's told Peter Kelly to go and get it. Hey? Nah. Tap the ball. Freeman dummies. Freeman tries to go through, but Diesel and Jeffrey Ackland sew him up. Play it back. Clark, Ben Karoy. Ben Karoy onto Norton. Norton loses the ball. Mount Albert come up with the ball. Save a vital situation then. Northcote are offside. Miles offside. Shane Cooper runs. Shane Cooper tries to go through. Playing as a forward. Can't get through. Plays it back to Townsend. Townsend on to Tavares-Dini. Tavares-Dini's running hard. Tries to go through. Ben Karoy's got him and Phil Harrison. Phil Harrison lets him go. They play it back. Dominic Clark dummies. Goes the blind. Makes it up just outside the 22. Makes about 8 metres that time, Dominic's run. Play it back to Roy Bedford. Roy Bedford dummies, goes the other way. He tries to get through. He makes good 6 metres, Roy Bedford. Been a bit quiet in the game. Hasn't seen much of the ball. Fifth and final. Roy Bedford will play it back to Dominic Clark. To Peter Kelly. Peter Kelly will kick downfield. Yes, it's a nice long kick down to the 22. 22. Watson's running back, picks it up now. Mount Albert should be all onside now. They can come in for the tackle. They come in and crash. A tackle knocks Watson back. Shane Cooper. Good tackling, Shane. Mount Albert all onside. Northcote still getting back onside. Crash. Over goes the winger, who was Morrison. Tackled by Shane Cooper again. They play it back. The winger out to Phil Harrison. Phil Harrison tries to go through but can't. It's tackled over by Cassini Capu and Dominic Clark. On to number 17, Mel, I think it is. Mel Nielsen can't get the ball away. Clark in at dummy half. Norton's offside before they even play the ball. Gets it out to Roy Bedford. Roy Bedford decides to chip downfield. Oh, Freeman gets around one tackler, but oh no, he's crashed over by Cedric Love at half-time here at the park. The score is 8-8 all. We have a game on our hands now. Manukau.
Yep, turned it on.